Hi, I'm Dominic Maximini. I'm a professional Scrum trainer and Scrum coach, and you're tuning in to the second part of the Scrum Tapa regarding the question, is Scrum the right tool for me? In the first part, we explained the Stacy model. Take a look at it if you don't know it yet. Now the question is how to apply it, how to answer that question. As you can see, in those 3 dimensions, there is no scale. There are no fixed questions that you can answer, and after you answer them, you know. It's a model that's just there to facilitate your thinking and your discussion. Now, that said, let's start at the simple area. This is where waterfall lives. So if you know everything, if everything is certain, you can plan for it very well ahead. However, in reality, the cases when I really encounter such situations are rare. Sometimes we have production environments. And what I also have seen are cases of rolling out standard software after you did a couple of pilots. But who knows, maybe you have different experience. The complicated domain. This is the place where you most often encounter Kanban. We should call it software Kanban. However, here more or less every method works. Some better, some worse, but Kanban implementations, sometimes augmented by Scrum, is what I find most often. What you can see here, for example, is a software that's in the bug fixing phase. So the customer says, make this error message go away. Very clear requirement. You know the people who are doing it because they have been working with each other for years. The question is, how can we do that? Because if we had known in advance, the problem would not have occurred in the first place. Complex domain. We will get back to that in a minute. We'll start with the chaotic domain. The chaotic domain, what you find right now usually in the market is stuff like lean startup. Again, sometimes augmented by Scrum in some way or another. The reason is that we are in a research environment here that could also be called a startup environment. So building a product is more or less impossible here, because if you don't know what to build and you don't know how to build it, well, what should be the outcome? What you have to do in that domain is you have to reduce complexity, reduce uncertainty to get to the complex domain. And to do that, you have to run a series of experiments and so on, and Lean Startup is a very good method for that. The complex domain is where product development lives. A lot of uncertainty, a little bit of certainty, and this is what Scrum was made for. What you see here is Scrum, maybe again augmented by other methods like extreme programming or other stuff. This is what Scrum was made for. So you can use this tool to try to answer the question, is Scrum right for me? Is it correct? Should I use it or not? By looking at this model, answering the questions, well, how much certainty do we have in those 3 dimensions? And then answer it with your team in a discussion mode, and you will come to some sort of agreement. Again, all models are wrong, some are helpful. If you believe that this model can help you, try it out. Thank you very much for tuning in. I would love you to connect on LinkedIn and Xing. Shoot me a message.